It is the RIOT podcast, which we're all very excited about today after more broadcast excellence to share it with you.
More and more.
Today in the podcast, we talked to the Red Cross.
Yes. Oh, it was so nice to have Rodney in talking about, so many things that have been going across our country. Difficult times for a lot of people. And he's got details on some actual ways that the Red Cross helps and how we can help with the Red Cross.
So there's that. We also talk about Wonder Woman 2. The U.S. just celebrated a huge milestone. So really excited about that. And also fall TV premieres. I finally got to finish. What was that show? The Orville?
Oh, the list is not good.
It's kind of rough in reality.
And it's hard if you find the list and then read the descriptions of the upcoming fall shows. You'll think, whoa, I don't know. I don't think any of them look so great.
Yeah. So also some iPhone X rumors, novelty scooters, and some of the fall foods that I'm going shopping today.
You are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going shopping.
You are really going to go to Target?
Yeah, I'm targeting,
okay,
Nikki. I'm not going to Target.
You're targeting.
I'm targeting.
Which sounds like a negative thing, like I'm targeting Target.
Yeah, isn't that like illegal on the football field? Targeting?
Maybe.
Isn't it illegal other places? Yeah.
Could be, but he's going to do that today, so maybe we'll get some upcoming RIOT food fight items. We'll see.
Okay, enjoy the podcast. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. Radio U.
So last night I finished up The Orville because, of course, I had DVR'd it Sunday night, watched a little bit, and then last night finally finished it up. That is a new sci-fi show.
And Sunday was the first one?
It was the first one, and that was far and away the earliest premiere of the fall season.
And I think you should call it a comedy sci-fi show.
Well, here's...
with Seth MacFarlane.
Here's what I've decided I want to call it. Star Trek with fart jokes.
Oh, really? Is that... So they're going for the big humor?
Well, that's the thing that's really weird about it, is the show takes itself very seriously, and then all of a sudden the guy's like... and you're just like...
It's like, well, I guess we can do that in this show.
And it's weird. It's that kind of thing and they kept making jokes about hey, if your wife was having an affair, would you blah, blah, blah. And I mean, there were moments where I laughed, but it was just, it didn't, I don't know, it didn't work.
Sure.
There's just something about it that just didn't really work. I'm kind of curious enough to maybe watch a couple of more episodes, but I can tell you right now, that show's canceled.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, I knew from the previews it was canceled, but I thought maybe...
Now it's confirmed, even though it's not really confirmed, but we're confirming it now, and then you'll know later.
I'm telling you right now, that show is getting canceled.
Sure.
So no more premieres for anybody this week. Then next week, Dancing with the Stars is back. No, The Good Place is back. So nothing new. But then it's the next week, the 24th through the 29th in September, where you get into really new TV. So you've got new Young Sheldon. It will be the follow-up to The Big Bang Theory.
I forgot about that.
You'll be looking at that. And then, boy, from there, where's the new stuff? It's a long list.
It's a long list.
The thing that surprises me is that there really isn't. I don't feel like there's much there that they're going to... It doesn't look that good.
Are you going to say, is that what you're going to say? You're not that excited for? I like this one called Deception on ABC. They threw everything in, literally everything in. When his career is ruined by scandal, superstar magician Cameron has only one place to turn to practice his art of deception, illusion, and influence, and that's the FBI. So he's going to be the first consulting illusionist helping the government to solve crimes. Everything.
Oh, my gosh.
He's a superstar in the FBI.
He's a magician. He probably went to magician college.
And he had a scandal, so now he's going there. So
now he's going to work for the FBI.
It really does. When you read all the descriptions of all the new shows, they just try to put as much in there as possible.
I'm not interested in Marvel's Inhumans. I think that's also canceled. But that will be coming up on, Friday. It's on Friday nights. Nobody watches TV on Friday nights, do they?
Well, you'd be surprised, but maybe.
I guess in this time shift culture, Nikki.
What's a Friday?
What is a Friday? You're right, because I'm not going to watch it on Friday anyway. So, that'll be at the end of the month. Now, I will say, going into October, it seems like that might be when things I'm mildly interested in are going to premiere. Fox's Ghosted. I thought that looked a little funny. And, of course, I'll check out The Gifted, which is the X-Men show that's coming to Fox. I'll hate it, but I'm going to check it out.
Well, you at least give them one episode.
And then it's the second week of October before the DC superhero shows are back. Like all of the CW shows don't show up until the second week of October. And then they have a new superhero show, Black Lightning, but that's not on until...
It was very, very frightening.
That's not going to be on until the middle of the season, so probably January or something.
I feel like I need to study like this list that you sent me of all the upcoming TV shows.
There's a lot there.
I need to get ready so I can prepare.
Like having read through it, I just am a little bummed. The only other one that caught me is the show called Life Sentence. And I don't know if it's supposed to be a comedy, but I want it to be a comedy.
No, I think that one is.
Okay.
In a CW sort of way.
Here's what it says. When a young woman diagnosed with terminal cancer finds out that she's actually not dying, she has to learn to live with the choices she made when she decided to live like she was dying. That sounds hilarious because I imagined her telling a bunch of people a lot of things she didn't want them to know, and now she has to deal.
Has to take it all and learn how to live.
That makes me laugh. So, well, there's TV. I guess you guys won't need one this fall.
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. Radio U.
When you think about air travel, do you think about any particular smells?
Like when you're just in the airport or in the plane?
I don't know. Just when I say air travel.
Desperation, sadness, heartache.
I will tell you.
That has a smell.
When I got on a flight, like my flight down to Florida last week, it smelled like someone had done a terrible, terrible thing in the airplane bathroom.
It also can have a smell.
I will say that the scent did eventually kind of disappear, but when I walked on the plane, I got about halfway back and it was just like, oh my gosh.
Who did this?
What happened in here? But you know what? Some airlines, they got an idea, Nikki. What they're really concerned about is, are you having a good time when you're on your flight? They want you to be able to
have that good time.
They want you to start enjoying yourself a little more, which is why they are introducing into the the cabins some scents. A little something they'll stick in the air that you might enjoy. So what about...
like those air fresheners you pop in your car, like air vents?
Like a hint of black orchid or something. I
didn't think we were allowed to have that smell because, you're not allowed to bring those in the country or something.
I don't know the answer to that. But they say that they have been starting to pump in some nice, smells, not just in the bathroom, but in the cabin itself. So that when you walk in, you're like, are they baking cookies?
Scents could be very relaxing. So maybe that's a nice approach to get everybody to calm down a little bit. So
Pacific Precision Products is working on this, and it's called FIVE, which is an acronym for the fifth. It's an acronym. No, it's not an acronym, but it's for your fifth sense, the sense of smell. And so what they're doing is they're selling this to planes or airlines, saying like, hey, guys, put this Glade plug-in in your plane already. Everyone's going to have a nice flight right there.
Did you see Carl's text?
Carl says
nice,
the airlines
Carl. Very
have
mature.
a scent, coffee, and farts.
That seems to be the combination.
And if you're wondering, like, hey, is anybody doing this? The answer is yes. Let's see. Singapore Airlines, Nippon Airways, Turkish Airlines. Now, that's not us yet.
No, not yet.
But it doesn't mean that it can't be later.
So if you get on a plane in the United States, you're like, what is that smell? You're thinking it's a part of this promotion. It's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, this company, they say that it was founded by a Disney Imagineer back in the early 90s, and they basically go around selling scents to companies. So the idea is they're like, look, we can enhance your business or your product or whatever by paying attention to smell.
Sure. Now, it's not, but when you first described that, what's that line from The Office with the pyramid scheme? Where it's like, it's not a pyramid.
It's a pyramid.
But it's a pyramid. But it smells really nice.
Yeah. So that's their whole business. But if you think about it, though, like, I don't smell so good. But when something does smell good...
Yeah, it may put you in a better mood.
It adds to the experience. Like, Nikki, what if we came in here? What would you like to smell in the studio?
You mentioned the baking cookies. That'd be awesome.
I know, but don't you think you'd be mad when you found out there weren't baking cookies?
No, I don't think so. I think I'd be okay.
I think I'd be angry.
Okay, well, we'll mark that one down.
I just mean, like, if I'm smelling baking cookies, I want some cookies.
Sure. Well, maybe the plane has someone actually baking cookies. Maybe they do that for the desserts.
Now, if that's what we're talking, if you're telling me that we want to put an oven in here and start baking cookies.
Well, we do have one in the break room, but I don't know if they would be okay with us wheeling it in here.
I don't want a candle that smells like baking cookies.
You want baking cookies.
I want actual baking cookies.
So he's on the plane screaming, yelling.
A man had to be restrained today when he found out that there were no baking cookies on the flight.
Imagine a world where the Riot never talks and it's glorious Radio U music for hours on end. Now, imagine the opposite of that. You're already there. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I've got some really great news. I would like to congratulate this great nation, because for the first time in its history, the national debt is now at $20 trillion.
$20 trillion.
The United States is growing up, Nikki.
Well, with the grow-up nation, you've got a grown-up debt to go with it.
Pretty soon, the United States is going to have to move back into its parents' basement and start paying off its debt.
Well, I don't even know.
Not yet.
This isn't even real money to me. It's not, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
See, Nikki, that attitude.
That is that defeatist attitude, right? And then you usually go out shopping when you've got that sad attitude.
You're like, you know what? Just open another credit card.
Put some more money. It's fine.
We can pay the monthly payment. Just open up another one.
And I wouldn't want to be a part of it, because any side that's like, well, let's cut back, the other sides are mad. And then when they want to cut back, then the ones are back on the other side are mad at each other. There's no way.
So our great leaders in this great nation, they were saying like, hey, we're not going to raise the debt limit because blank. And so now they're like, we have to raise the debt limit because hurricanes. But I've got money on the fact they're like hurricanes and roads.
They always add extra stuff into it.
And golf course.
It's like, sure, we'll just add a little bit more.
This is for the hurricane. And my office.
But it's so big to like where, okay, fine, I want to eat lunch in. Like, that's going to help. There's no helping that. That's such a different level.
The way I save money is I only go out to lunch once a week, which, by the way, we should totally go out to lunch today. Second, I decided to cut back on, I don't have cable anymore.
Like, that's not an option. This debt is so big.
Congress cancels cable. Pirates Game of Thrones.
Do they have any other like monthly charges we can cut back on?
I don't know. The class I went to for money, they were like, hey, you're supposed to develop an emergency fund so that when something like a hurricane comes along, you dip, and I'm talking as a country here, you dip into the emergency fund. You don't like, well, I'll just get another credit card.
Yeah, but when you're so far in the hole,
I don't know.
There's no way to make another fund in case you fall in another hole.
You're supposed to debt snowball, Nikki. That's where you pay off one debt, and then you take the money that you were using to pay on that debt, and you put it on the next debt, and then the next one.
It would take a lot. It's almost like a redo. Like, you really need a redo.
What do you just...
You got to start over.
Oh, Nikki is now advocating the violent overthrow of the American government.
And I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying, like, bankruptcy, because I don't think...
Can you even do that?
I don't even think
Who do they declare bankruptcy to?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it's almost like someone else needs to start on the other side and just start there, and not people use it yet. You've got to just let it build up, save some money up, and then you can access that account later. Okay,
so they should invest in
I don't know. I just don't know.
401k or something.
That's right. Do they have a retirement plan?
Do they have a plan? Sure they do. It's fine. Congress is going to go on Social Security. You know what? I'm just amazed by it. Congress is now using monopoly money to pay off.
I mean, we're getting close to numbers where a lot of us don't think those are real numbers because we just never use them.
Hey, if I had to write out the number 20 trillion without using the word, I would have to be like 20, okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, wait, is that thousands, millions, billions? Oh, nope, I need a couple more zeros. It would take me a while to get it right.
Just to get that part.
Yeah. So I love where this is going. Great.
The other numbers, we don't know.
Just get another credit card, guys. Spoken.
Well, can we get a good rate or like some airline miles? Or
can we transfer our existing balance and get 6 months without interest?
That'd be good.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the Riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire. Not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So I'm looking at this story on Kotaku where a guy in Japan now owns a Gundam scooter. Now, you may say to yourself, I don't know what Gundam is. Look, that almost doesn't matter.
But if you need to know, it's just a giant robot thing from Japan.
That's exactly right. It's a giant robot TV show and movies where guys get into robots and fight.
There's a big giant Gundam statue in Tokyo that's very popular to go see.
But in looking at it, this guy says that he's going to put some speakers on it so it plays the Gundam theme music as he drives around on this scooter. I'm brought back to the fact, Nikki, that I think you and I need some themed scooters. And while we don't necessarily have to drive them around like to get to the station in the morning, because I think it would take us about a week to die horribly, but
we're a little farther away.
Yeah, I do think that during the day, like during business hours, this is how we should be getting around town.
Okay, it's cute. It's very neat looking.
It is a really cool looking scooter. The guy bid on it on basically something like eBay, ended up paying about $4,500 for it.
You could totally make a series of these type of scooters, like if you were trying to make a business.
Mm-hmm. So my question to you is this, Nikki. You have to have a themed scooter.
What would I go with?
What kind of themed scooter would you like to have to drive around town? Remember, not back and forth to work because we don't want that to happen. But
I don't know. At first I thought, a Hello Kitty one would be kind of cute.
I think that's good.
But maybe one of the other Hello Kitty characters.
Oh, okay.
Could be maybe one of those. So it's not so commercialized.
It's not super mainstream. Like, only people that really know Hello Kitty are going to know what that actually is.
I want them to be like, who's that? And then they have to research and then find out the character.
I like where you're coming from.
Maybe.
I do.
If not, I'm not so into too much anime or manga at this point, so I'm not sure. Or just any character.
It doesn't have to be that. Like, it could be a Gilmore Girls scooter.
True, but I feel like it goes better if you find a cartoon that goes with it.
Okay, all right. Because I was thinking like maybe I would go with like a Star Trek one. Even though Star Trek and I are kind of on the outsies,
sure.
I still think one that looked like the movie Enterprise. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, you could totally do that.
Drive around, Star Trek themes blaring.
Like you step up on the bottom, it looks like the Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah,
and then that's the step up part, and then you sit on the scooter.
I like the idea. I want to scoot around. I think this would be a ton of fun. I think I told you guys, I almost bought a scooter. There's a guy down the street selling one super cheap, and I was just like, man, I need that.
That's how you fall into that.
I should drive this around. I don't know where I'm going to go. Maybe just around the neighborhood. I'll be the guy.
Even legally, like, where am I allowed to go?
I definitely have to get a helmet, and now you need a themed helmet.
So this works better in his area because, bikes work super good
maybe
there.
We should.
But it went for $4,000, $4,607.
Maybe we should all just get an apartment down the street and we just stay there during the week, and then we can use our scooters, and then we'll take the long extra 15-minute drive home on the weekends.
We need to simplify our lives and move from cars and moving away and instead move closer in.
Yeah. This is going to be great during the winter. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Well, thankfully, we're not living too far away, so it's not too bad.
It won't be that bad.
But it's cute. It's cool looking. I'll give it that.
You wanted to say cute. It's fine.
No, it's cute. It is.
It's all right. That Gundam is not offended by its cuteness. And this guy is not offended by that either. In fact, he's so excited that a girl just said something he had as cute, he just lost his mind.
He's making another scooter.
Yeah, he is.
The part that keeps me up at night, we paid them for this. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You and I both know something, okay? We know it. They know it. And they know that we know it. But now they're getting all embarrassed about the fact that someone has said that we know that they know that we know that they know. I'm, of course, referring to McDonald's and how they cheat us out of the French fries that we paid for.
I saw the headline for this, but I wasn't sure. They were saying that it's proven that there's a way for McDonald's to make it look like they're filling up the French fry thing, but it's not being filled the whole way.
It goes like this, Nikki.
Yeah.
According to a group of McDonald's employees, former employees.
Ex-disgruntled employees.
Which, of course, makes it all suspect. But, Nikki, sometimes when you hear the truth, you know the truth.
Yeah, like you knew it all along.
You hear them talking, and it's like, come on. I know they're talking real to me right now.
What do they say they do?
They say that they've got the squeeze technique. Here's what you do. you go in to get your French fries. And then when you're filling up the bag or the box of French fries, you squeeze it. So then you empty the French fries. You use the little tool to put the French fries in the box.
Yeah.
But you've squeezed the box. So the fries fill it up. So it looks like they're full. Then the fries go in the bag, and you get home, and they settle, and you're like, wait a minute, did somebody eat half of my French fries?
Did I eat them in the car? Because maybe.
Some people refer to this also as the pinch technique.
And that's what they do?
Pinch the box.
Sometimes I always feel like, it must have fell out like in the bag somewhere, and then by the time you go start looking for your extra fries, you just forget about it.
And Nikki, don't you see what that is? That is a victim mentality.
It is.
You're blaming yourself. Like, it's my fault this happened. It's not their fault. They're good people. I did something to deserve this.
Or you really are like curious, like, did you eat them and you just weren't aware of it? Mm-hmm. Like in a moment of panic or passion.
I blacked out. I woke up, half the fries were gone.
And it's like, was that me?
It wasn't you.
Or was it McDonald's?
It was them.
So you're supposed to look then at your fry container thing and see, like, is it pinched in?
I love this. This guy said that he had a customer that just looked at him, emptied out his fries into a bag, then poured them back into the box and said, I want the rest of my fries.
Ooh.
He confronted him on the spot.
I could never do that.
Now, of course, this is all Reddit.
Sure,
so,
who knows?
Grain of salt, as they say.
Which they do add a lot of to the fries.
Well, Nikki, it's part of what makes them good.
It is, and then you're like, this is too much salt, and then you keep eating, you're like, okay, it's fine.
You know what? If I use this ketchup, it evens it out.
It's perfectly fine.
Luckily, there's no salt in this ketchup. I don't have anything to worry about.
No, sodium-wise, we should be okay, right?
No big deal. It balances out. Just drink some more Diet Coke.
Well, people always say they do the shady stuff with the sizes of the drinks, too, so who knows?
Well, there it is, Nikki. Right now, I can confirm to you. Well, confirm that someone on Reddit said
the internet
that McDonald's
can
has been pinching. McDonald's themselves, they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. But they know that we know.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's...
Coffee and contemplation.
And the riot. Obviously. Radio U.
So, slay the fatted calf. Call in everyone because it's time to party. Nikki, it's Apple iPhone Day.
You're right, it is today.
It's the press conference.
I am not prepared, but yet I plan to become prepared. Mm-hmm. I don't think I even watched the last press conference, but I might go along with it and see what they are announcing. Because I'd like a new phone. Sure, what the heck?
I think just friend to friend.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you need a new phone.
I do, but the problem is I am on a business plan, so it's every 2 years.
So Uncle So-and-so, can't you take his upgrade?
I have to see if there's upgrades available that no one wants. That's first off. And then second off, I still have to know how much these phones are because they're getting too much money.
Well, I have heard that
so much money!
The current rumor is that the iPhone X,
which is what I would want,
is going to be $1,000.
Now, is that $1,000 when you have no upgrade, like that's the top, or is it $1,000 when everything else is working out and that's the cheapest it can be?
And I think that's the 1 gig model.
No, it's
for
not.
$1,000.
No,
so if you want to get the 8 gig model, it's $1,500. And if you want to get the 64 gig model, it's $2,800.
Allegedly. And can I go ahead and claim birthday and Christmas gifts? My birthday's not till next year.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Fine.
I just want you to know.
Did you roll your eyes?
I did, because I'm not going to mention the names, because I had a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. His parents always fell for this. He would be able to negotiate out. He had 2 birthdays and at least 2 Christmases every year, because he would convince his parents, no, this is what I want for my birthday, but I have to have it now.
And the halfway mark.
Yeah, and they would buy him whatever the thing was. Then, of course, we all knew he was still going to get everything he wanted for his birthday. Christmas was the same way. And I saw him work the system where it was he would call his grandparents, I really want this thing. I want my Christmas now. And then it would be he probably already has his inheritance. Grandpa, when you die, are you going to leave me money? Can I have it now?
No, there's this new phone coming out.
Is that
All
weird?
I know is I want the X if the X is the size of the Plus.
Okay.
So that's the only thing.
Don't you think it probably is?
It better be. I just don't want a smaller phone.
Well, certainly not. What if it was bigger?
That I would totally be up for.
Okay, why don't you just get an iPad mini?
No, because I don't want to use that as my phone.
Okay, but if I got you an iPhone X that was the same size as an iPad mini, that would be okay?
Maybe we could talk about it.
Oh, my gosh. It's fine.
It's totally fine. So that's today. We'll all learn about it.
All right. Like, what the heck could they throw into the X that to you would make it worth? Because, I mean, you're talking about they're probably going to unveil an iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and an iPhone X,
yes.
which will be like their high-end phone. What could they put in that super high-end phone that you would pay the extra money for?
I would like scratch-resistant technology.
Okay.
I would love to carry my phone around, not dangerously, but just like it's okay to not have a case like you do. All just willy-nilly, like the phone is just out. Oh, you have a case on yours.
I have a case on it.
I guess I always thought that was what the doorbell looked like. That's what I thought. You used to not have a case, did you?
That's incorrect.
No, you always had a case?
Yes.
Well, you're reasonable then. He's a sensible man. I didn't know that.
I have a case, and I've got a Radio U pop socket available now at shop.radiou.com.
I promise you, I thought that's how your phone just always looked.
Oh, my gosh.
I never knew that was a case.
That's not the case, Nikki. It is the case.
I would like that. I would like a better screen. I'd like it to have world peace. More money, all that stuff. So.
And, well,
I don't think it could promise me that, but we'll see.
Well, I'm actually genuinely curious as to what they could put in it because it's like, it'll be faster. Well, isn't this already pretty fast? Yeah, but this is faster.
This is faster.
Okay, what else is it going to have? Does this have 128 gig? This got 256 gig. It's got 1 million gig, 400 billion gig.
We will find out today, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow.
All right. 1 o'clock Eastern is when that press conference starts.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Joining us in the studio, a man who brings the full weight of the Red Cross organization into the room.
Yes, Rodney, you do. Yes, no.
He represents a multinational relief organization.
Yes, he does.
No pressure, Rodney. No pressure. How are you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good.
Good. Now, it's been a while since we've seen you. The blood drive last year. How are you? Like, you've been running still?
Yeah, I'm training for the Columbus Full Marathon.
Okay.
Now. So, yeah, I've been very busy doing long runs each weekend, and then I'm beat.
How long do you think it takes to recover from your training run on Sundays?
A few days.
6 days?
Until it's time to do it again.
Until the next weekend, yeah.
So what's your regimen for recovery? Like bananas? What do you do?
Yeah, just a lot of resting and fresh food is helpful. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then last year you were telling us off air that you have been, because Rodney's a runner now. He didn't used to be a runner.
Now he's officially in that category.
Yeah, we've been seeing him for a while, and he comes in with his tails. How many half marathons did you do last year?
Last year I did 14 half marathons.
Now, wasn't it seems to me that I remember you saying your goal was a half marathon a month.
Right. Yeah. I made a New Year's resolution to run 1 half marathon a month for a total of 12. And I don't know why. I just got crazy, so I did 14.
You overachieved with it. And you're trying to do different races in different states, so you can kind of see different places. We're talking, too, of areas you might never go to.
Right.
But you're able to go and actually see a state or a city that, you could actually enjoy, but maybe wouldn't have traveled to.
Yeah, I've done 9 states now. This year I added Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts.
Well,
nice, man. That's awesome.
I don't think we'll ever do that, but it's amazing that you're doing it. Now, normally, Rodney, we talk with him for the American Red Cross, and you typically work with blood donations.
Right.
And is it the summertime is normally just a downtime anyways when it comes to blood donations, or it's just there's always a need the whole entire year?
Well, yeah, if you think about it, we're not always thinking about the need for blood. It's you just assume that if you go to the hospital and you have a medical need, that blood will be there. Everyone just assumes that.
Yeah.
So not enough people are giving blood on a regular basis, and summer is particularly hard. We had a really challenging summer, and we're still kind of recovering from that. So we do need more blood donations right now.
But that's not all that you're here to talk about today, though. You're also here to talk about what's going on with the hurricane. So a lot of people listening that want to do something. That's a reaction I feel like a lot of us have when we see the devastation on TV. We hear about it. We want to do something. So what is the Red Cross doing?
Right. Well, the Red Cross is there for people in emergency situations. We're a disaster relief organization. That's how the Red Cross started. And what we do in emergency situations like this is we provide shelter, food, supplies. Just right now for Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma, we are sheltering about 220,000 people.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
And
wow.
we're operating about 700 shelters across, I believe it's something like 6 or 7 states right now. 700 shelters and 220,000 people. So we're feeding them. We provide them all of their food. Personal hygiene kits. I mean, these people have just left their homes. They may not have toothpaste and things like that.
Sure.
Deodorant, just little simple things you wouldn't think about, but we're providing those personal hygiene items. We're also providing them with emotional support, especially families, people with kids. Maybe they need to talk with a counselor about what's happening to them right now and why are they in the shelter and what are their next steps and how do they plan for what's going on.
I'm sure it's overwhelming for people to be in that situation. So you don't realize all the little trickle down things that a person needs when they're having to be sheltered from a difficult situation.
Absolutely. So if you think about what does the Red Cross do in a situation like this, we're taking care of the human element. There are a lot of other organizations that are out there dealing with the weather and dealing with securing buildings and those types of things. But we're dealing with the people, and we're taking care of the people. We're making sure that they're safe and that they're fed and that they have the supplies that they need during a storm. And then long-term after a storm, the Red Cross is also involved with going to your home with you, helping assess what the damage is. And then what do you do? What are your next steps if your home is really damaged? If you need a place to stay long term, then the Red Cross would work with you to provide that for you. And we would also deliver cleanup supplies so that you can help clean up your home. We bring you buckets and mops and shovels and all the things that you might need just to help clean up your home after a disaster like this. All of that is possible by financial donations from the public. The Red Cross is a nonprofit organization, not a government agency. A lot of people think we get funding from the government, but we don't. So all of that is only possible
by donations?
By donations, yeah.
So it sounds like, you guys obviously are doing just about everything on some level in these relief areas. So basically giving is something that is a huge part. So let's say I'm listening right now. I want to do that. Like I want to be involved and send money towards these areas. What exactly do I do?
A couple of easy ways. If you can get online, you can go to redcross.org and make an online contribution quick and easy. You can also call us at 1-800-RED-CROSS. You might think that you don't have a lot of money to give, but even like $2.50, just that amount can provide a personal hygiene kit to somebody staying in a shelter. So every dollar makes a difference. And really probably the quickest and easiest way to make a contribution is you can text a $10 donation and your cell phone provider would just give that to the Red Cross, a $10 donation. You could text the word Harvey to 90999 or Irma to 90999, and either or both of those would
work with the $10.
$10 donation to the Red Cross. Yeah,
and then you just pay that on your cell phone bill at the end of the month.
Right, it will it'll show up on your cell phone bill, and then your cell phone provider will donate to the Red Cross.
Awesome. Well, Rodney, we really appreciate first what the Red Cross is doing, of course, and then second, you coming in to talk to us about it this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So you guys, I know a lot of you have been calling and talking and thinking and praying, and this is one more way
that you can
get directly involved in helping with relief there.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to fireobadiah@radiou.com.
When bad things happen, it sucks, right? Like whatever it is, event, accident, someone abuses you physically, emotionally, whatever. There's the event itself. That sucks. But do you know what sucks almost as bad and takes a lot longer? The aftermath. Like dealing with what comes next. The emotions, the feelings, the sometimes nightmares, like all these different things that you got to deal with that comes after that. And, we all try to cope in different ways. Some of us run from it. Some of us hide from it. Some of us pretend that it never, ever happened. But let's be honest, you can't escape it. You can't get away from it. The only way over it is through it. And it's not easy. It's just not easy. It's not going to be easy at all. But here's what I've found in my life is that there have been things that have happened to me, things I didn't want to happen. There have been events that have taken place that I didn't want to deal with. But the only way to the other side is through, and I didn't have to go through by myself. I want you to know that whatever's going on in your life, you're dealing with what someone else did to you, an accident that happened. I don't know what. I just want you to know, first off, that it wasn't fair. In most cases, you didn't deserve it. You didn't ask for it. It's not something that you did that made it happen, but you got to get over it. And I want you to know you don't have to be alone. God wants to be there with you. Jesus will hold your hand and take you through the other side of this thing. Just ask him. Don't be alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to do this alone. But you know what God wants? God wants to see you healed. He wants to see you whole. He wants you on the other side of whatever this is.
Happy.
Because, God wants life for you. Jesus came so you could have life and a better life, a fuller life. And if you don't have it right now, he wants to help you get it. Ask him. Just say, Jesus, I need that. You know what? I got this thing. I can't get over it. And I hate it. And I want to be past it. Come into my life, grab my hand, and lead me out of here. And man, God's going to do that for you. And the nice thing about our friendship with God is it's not going to be just this thing. God's going to be there for you all the time, no matter what.
It's the worst of the riot, because calling it the best of the riot would be a lie. Radio U.
Off air, Nikki said to me, I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to make it worse.
Okay, tell me about food then.
Well, you know what? I'm taking a look at some brand new this year, as far as I know, because it seems like when you say that, then you find out, nope, you were wrong. But as far as I know, brand new this year, pumpkin spice items, Nikki.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm starting with the best. You ever had yourself a Pillsbury cinnamon roll?
Yes, I had an orange one on Saturday.
Wait, it tasted like orange, or was it colored
it had
orange?
orange icing with it, so it tasted almost like an orange crush sort of candy icing. It was super good.
What if we got you a pumpkin spice?
Yeah, I could do that.
I think that sounds delicious. That's right up there with maybe a pumpkin donut.
Sure.
You know? All right, how about this? Let's see. The M&M's Cookies and Scream.
Is that something they're doing now?
Actually, it sounds delicious. It's dark chocolate on the outside and white chocolate in the middle. And then they're black, and then they've got like flecks of white on them.
The M&Ms do?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And for some reason in the photo, because it's cookies and cream, but it's cookies and scream. He's holding what look like Oreos, but of course they're not branded as such.
No, because they're not doing that.
Let's not be ridiculous.
That one I think we should try.
Yeah, okay. And this is not pumpkin spice, but the apple pie Oreos, apparently we haven't had those.
Yeah, but they already came out a long time ago.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The apple pie, like the apple pie and ice cream one.
This is just apple pie.
Just apple pie?
Just a straight up apple pie Oreo. I'm pretty sure.
I can't stand Oreos anymore because I can't remember. I have no idea. I feel like we've been eating Oreos for years.
Okay.
And we can't keep track of the flavors.
Okay. Take
and
it back.
It's very bothersome.
Take it back.
I am. I'm looking it up.
Take it back. Because if I came in here with apple pie Oreos, she'd be like, you know what? I can stand them. I stand them now.
It's just hard to remember. It's like, I swear they've already had these out, but no, these came out, looks like earlier in August.
All right. And now the last item on my list, which I don't think I'm actually that interested in, but I'd be willing to try. You know, Land O'Lakes, they make the butter, right?
Yeah. Pumpkin butter?
All right. Pumpkin pie spice butter spread.
Okay. Now we got a base of something here. We can work with that.
I got
we can
Nikki's
work with
attention.
it, people.
So the idea would be like you get a bagel or some toast or something, and then you spread the pumpkin pie spice butter spread.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's a winner?
I like that.
Okay.
Can you imagine a nice, what if you did the pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls and added more pumpkin spice butter to them?
I love the way you think.
That'd be terrible. Terribly good.
Well, I just want to clarify. By terrible, you mean fantastic. I'm on board for that. Let's do it.
Good.
Pumpkins. Let's go shopping.
I've looked up more on the apple pie Oreos. We feel like they already were out because they were announced in 2016. earlier that year, and so people had to wait for them to actually come out. And that was Labor Day 2017.
Okay, well, this guy is reporting that he has found basically most of this stuff at Target.
The apple pie Oreos are a Target exclusive.
They are. Okay, well, then it sounds like at lunch today we have a Target trip.
We should go there.
I'm going to Target today. Who wants to go targeting?
Okay.
What?
That's fine. That's great. Okay. It sounded like a lot more fun than if I were to just say, let's go to Target.
Yeah, that's lame sauce. Now it's like if we're going targeting, it's like, okay, I'll bring my sights or something. Forget I went that far.
If
I just stopped.
You really do.
If I had just stopped, it would have worked.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on Radio U.
Well, Nikki, it's official. Wonder Woman 2 is going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also official that Patty Jenkins, the director of the first Wonder Woman movie, will be back to direct the second Wonder Woman movie.
Not surprised. I mean, that was probably the biggest breakout movie of the year, you think?
I think that's
They weren't
fair.
expecting it to be that well received and make that much money. So I'm sure they want to have that happen again with all the same people.
I would like to watch it again. And I don't know if that's going to translate to a rental or what. See, Nikki, we're also entering into a very precarious special time of the year because a lot of movies coming out on Blu-ray. A lot of them, coming out. I just saw Wonder Woman is $22.99 at Amazon.
But you're getting close to Thanksgiving and Christmas when you're almost to the point of a rental when you could just buy it for not too much more.
Nikki is correct that if you can wait until Black Friday, and if you take your Black Friday bucks, which I do, and put them in a little spot and you save them, you can get all of the movies for the price of about 2 of the movies. So I think that if I open up my tablet on Thanksgiving morning,
just wait.
And
wait until then.
And I see that Wonder Woman is $7 from various retailers, I may just go ahead and buy it.
Sure. I still haven't seen it yet.
You know what? I think that you would like it. The first 2/3 of the movie, I think, are really great. The last third, I feel like, is not as good.
That's a shame. We can't go 100%, can we?
Well, I just feel like once they get into some of the kind of over-the-top heroics, that's where it just doesn't play as well.
Sure.
But, that's just me. Different people feel differently.
Maybe if I can wait and you can wait and you get it for Black Friday, then I'll just borrow your copy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable to me. The other movie that I am forcing myself to wait, even though I'm not going to want to, is that I'm pretty sure. Let's double check here. When does, because Wonder Woman comes out on September 22nd. That's on Blu-ray. What about Spider-Man Homecoming?
It's weird because now if you go to different sites, like some people have it ahead. Some people have it if you buy it digitally already. And then,
right. So
you don't know when it actually comes out. Depends on which format you want and from which retailer.
Well, with Spider-Man, with Wonder Woman, if you buy it digitally, you can have it now. Mm-hmm. The Blu-ray comes out on the 22nd. With Spider-Man, the Blu-ray comes out October 17th. But if you want to buy it digitally, I believe that comes out on the 22nd.
So you're getting close.
Yeah, so those are, they're overlapping, but I do wait on the hard copies, especially with all that drama between the Netflixes and the Disney's. I just got to get...
You got to get your copy.
And that way, when they're like, you can't stream it, I'll be like, but I have it. So I'll just stream it here.
Way to go. When does Baby Driver come out?
When does it come out?
That should be out soon. I saw that instead of going to see Wonder Woman when that came out.
October 10th.
Almost there.
Be strong, Nikki.
No, I'll probably buy that one.
No. You have to wait.
Gate.
You have to wait.
Why?
Because we're in the Black Friday Club now.
I hardly buy movies at all, so it's okay if I just get it now.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Okay. If you believe what she says. Anyone? I see one hand in the back, and that's Eric's.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I just want to do this quickly so we can get out of here.